Hello and welcome to another Golf FM bag review. Thanks for watching the last video, which did really well and has now meant that I have to keep doing bag reviews. Even though, again, really nice night, really sunny, could be out playing golf. You could be watching me playing golf. I'll play terrible as well, and that'll be even funnier. So, stay tuned for videos where I do just decide to go out and play golf. And don't just always think that it's bag reviews. And teaching as well, remember that. I'll be doing that a bit more as well. Club reviews as well, the whole thing. So if you think I just do bag reviews, no, think again. There is other stuff happening, right? But you've tuned in for the Ping tour bag review. Some of you will just have tuned in for a laugh. That's basically what the reality of this is a lot of the time. And especially in this case. Now, I've been wanting to do this bag review for a while because I did a bag review on the 2024 or 3 version of the tour bag. And some of the pockets and some of that bag were not fit for human use. I don't know what happened in the Ping design department the day they came up with some of the stuff on that. But pockets that you can't get your hand into, only good for filing documents, and just all round not very sensible thing to have. So this is a new one and I'm hoping that it's a bit better. I've had a little bit of a look at it, but I'm going to go through it in great detail now, probably for nigh on 25 minutes or something again on one bag, because that's what always happens, and take you through this bag and tell you whether actually it is all right and you should buy it, because there's a market for tour bags. People want this thing, the big design on the side, the big bit of marketing. I like that. I've got the Ping Tour Hoofer Tour it's called. And the bit I like about it is it's really toury and big and writing, and I like it. It's got the classic Ping white and black colour scheme, which I like. So I can see the attraction of this. A tour bag, it makes you look like a bit of a player. You maybe are a bit of a player and you think, no, I've got to have a tour bag. I've got to look the part here. And you're in the market for a Ping one because you've got Ping clubs. Hopefully not Blueprint S, unless you're a much, much better player than me. Right, so let's go through it because that's enough preamble. The top. Let's have a look at the top. You've got a 6-way top. And that has got dividers. Yeah, they are enclosed, but they're not sewn into the side. So a club could actually go through there. So that's not as good as some of the other bags in the range, the way they've done that. It's all right, and it'll largely keep your clubs apart, but there is space for them to go through and into another compartment and hit the other grips. The material is pretty much the same material as is on the other bags, like the Pioneer and the DLX. It's not some sort of hard-wearing, indestructible vinyl. It's very tough and feels good like it does on the other bags, but that is not lasting for eternity, like some of the tour bags of old have. Like I've got tour bags going back to before I was born that are still existing and working. I'm not so sure that's happening with that top. I'm sorry, but I don't know if it is. And I don't know if that's a consideration, that you want to have a bag for 100 years or not, but you might be struggling with that for 100 years. A little bit of a handle built into it there. And have you got a strap at the bottom? Yes, you have. Quite a nice sort of carbon effect handle at the bottom for lifting it into the boot. And the base you can see now at the moment is nice, where it says Ping on the bottom there, and it's got that sort of carbon look as well, so that's quite nice. Before I go any further, just having picked it up there, let's have a wee look at the Top Trumps card here, and wonder if this would be a good card to have in your game of what's the best bag top trumps. 10.6 pounds or 4.8 kilograms, 13 pockets and 31 litres. Now if you compare that with the other heaviest bag in the range, the DLX, which is that sort of vinyl cow leather, and that is, if we look at this, and remember lightness wins on this, and 9.5 pounds, 4.3 kilograms to 4.8 kilograms in the tour staff bag, 15 pockets in the DLX, 13 in the tour bag, and 31 litres of space in the tour bag, and 34 litres of space in the DLX. So for what you would think would be the biggest bag in the range, the tour bag, it's not as big as the DLX. So why is it not bigger? Why is that not just the biggest bag they do? Just make it massive, make it heavy, but it's got a point of difference that it's the biggest bag. Because at the moment it isn't, and it doesn't even have as many pockets. So what are you paying £399 to £494, which is what I found on the internet. Completely varying prices, wildly different. Usually go on the internet and there's one price pretty much for a bag. This £399 to £494. I've got it at £429, and that was me trying to be nasty. I was putting it at £429, so I didn't sell it, that I would have it to do a review. I should not have worried about that, to be honest. I could have put it at any price. Well, not a giveaway price, but I didn't really need to worry about somebody buying this because I don't think anyone's remotely looked at it, other than when the rep came in and said that he'd never seen one before. So that's the weight. It's massively heavy. It doesn't have that much space, even compared to some of the other bags in the range, and it doesn't have as many pockets. And it's £494 in one of the shops, as opposed to £269 for the DLX. So not an easy sell at the moment so far, it has to be said. So let's go through the outer bits first. So you've got a nice handle here in the middle, which has got a nice velour behind it. I think the Hoofer Tour had that. My bag's got that, I think, which is nice. That's a nice touch. Nice little bit of luxury. The strap at the front is quite sturdy and good, and I like this plasticky bit with the Ping Man on it, and obviously I love this massive Ping Tour branded strap. The strap itself, if you're caddying for anybody, it's all right. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's not the most padded, luxurious thing I've ever felt in my life. It's got that usual tour bag arrangement where it comes out the sides there. You've got another little strap here. I think if you wanted to put almost like a double strap in, if you see some of the caddies on tour, they somehow have a double strap. Not quite sure how you do that. And then a little massively tight loop there that I can barely get my finger around. So good luck trying to get something round that. That won't be good fun. That could make you angry, trying to get something round there, because that's really tight. That's maybe the towel, or I can't imagine you have many bag tags on there if you're a tour player. So yeah, and there's one on this side, another really tight one as well up there. That could have been a little bit less tight and it would have been easier to work it. Got these nice badges on the front. Don't know what they achieved. Says Phoenix, Arizona. Other than making it look quite good, I suppose. What else is not a pocket before we get onto pockets? That's probably it. Actually, 3 days later, just realised I didn't do anything about the umbrellas and where they go. And I say umbrellas plural because there are two umbrella positions on this. You've got this bit here and this bit here, and they work the same. There's a little loopy thing at the bottom. There's enough room in them. I thought it was going to be really tight, with the rest of the material feeling really tight as well. But actually it's all right. Apart from this is a wee bit fiddly to get into the little thing at the bottom, and that could have been made slightly better, that you didn't even need to do that. Would have been good. But option for two umbrellas, obviously, or an umbrella on whatever side it needs to be on. That's good, I suppose, that it's got two options. It works perfectly well. And it wouldn't have mattered if this wasn't in the video, but I would have felt bad that I hadn't covered it, and I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night. So I think we're on to the pockets now. So we are on to pockets, and we'll start at this front area, which is what I normally do on bags. So I like this pocket, just magnetic, big grab handle, nice soft feel under there, carbon effect, huge big Ping writing on the front of it, which looks good. And in here, little net pocket at the back, quite good for separation in there, and a nice deep pocket. Very good, yeah, I like that. Not insulated or anything like that, but big pocket. As magnetic top big pockets go, that's about as good as you get, because there's a lot of space in there, and you've got one little section that you can move around stuff. Right, the bottom pocket, see, that's a little bit unsatisfactory. It almost feels like it's ripping away. It's got these Velcro, that's just Velcro, that could rip off. I mean, that'll be detachable, so you could get, you know, like the Golf FM YouTube logo in there if you wanted, which I've half crossed my mind. It's partly in my thinking, if I'm being honest, because I've got Ping i530s. I was thinking, I've not had a tour bag for a while. I wonder if I should just get one and stick the logo on it and start pretending like I'm a big YouTuber. But I don't feel I'm at that stage yet, to be honest. So I've just left it. I'll just try and sell it. Actually, maybe I will be a big YouTuber by the time I actually get anywhere near selling this. But yeah, a little bit unsatisfactory there, and not insulated. So you're not keeping any hot food in there. The proverbial roast chicken would just go off and you would get food poisoning. So it would fit it. There's easily enough space, and you've got a little net pocket at the back there, which is quite nice. You quite often don't get any separation of pockets in that big bottom roast chicken pocket. You tend to only get the whole thing open. but that's got a little bit of separation in there, which I quite like. But there's just gaps in here, you know, because that comes off. It's just not like feeling incredibly high quality and like indestructible, unfortunately, but it's perfectly good. It's a perfectly good pocket for what it is. It's fine. And then what shall I do first? Let's do this one, because this is the drinks pocket, and this is actually quite good because it's quite small, and you think, oh, this is going to be a joke of a drinks pocket. But it's not. It's actually pretty good. So that is insulated in there, and importantly, you can shut it. And you've got another one on the other side. So I'm a big fan of this, because that is actually pretty much as good as you can get for insulating a bottle. You get these ones that are just open to the air, and for me, they're not doing a lot. That is doing a lot. That's nice. It's got a little handle in there. I don't know quite why that is. It's almost like you can get your hand in there. I don't quite know why you would want that there. But that is nice, and that's on both sides. And it doesn't really interfere with any other pockets. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for their drinks machine on the side of that. And then this pocket, which was appalling in the last version of this. Let's see if it's any better this time. I could barely get my hand in, and it was only good for filing passports, will and testament, insurance documents, stuff like that. Paper, basically, could get in there, and that was it, virtually. Let's see if this is any better. Oh, it's a little bit better. Yes. Human hands can go in there, and you can get some stuff in there. Right, there's a jacket, double XL jacket. Just fold that up in there, put it in my tour bag. Wee bit tight, wee bit of a struggle, slightly disappointing, and then almost feeling like it's struggling to shut. How is that? Why have they done that? Why not just make that some sort of ballooning outness that comes out a bit and it just has more give? Build it so there's a little bit more give. It's a tour bag. This is the sort of bag you want to absolutely pack to the gunnels. You want to take everything you might possibly think you need. So yes, the waterproof jacket went in, but if I was putting other stuff in there, it might be a struggle to actually shut it. And there is one on the other side. To be fair to it, you can still house a reasonable amount of stuff, but it is not a nice experience. It feels tight. It doesn't feel like it's got loads of space. The Pioneer and the DLX and the Traverse all have more space than this on those side pockets and are easier to work and are like half the money. So disappointing is what I think of that. So this bit at the back, let's have a look at this. So that's quite nice. This is a little nice extra pocket in here, a little net again, and quite a lot of space in there. And that's not too bad for putting your passport in there. That's actually not a bad place. Why you would be constantly taking your passport in your golf bag, I don't know. And two little hanging up bits. So if you like using them, fill your boots. You got two of them. So good. Yeah, like that pocket. That is nice. If that's on a trolley though, is that remotely accessible? Because what way are you going to put this? You're going to have to put it sideways on a trolley so you can get into this, and then things are starting to fall out of it because it's at an angle. Or that would normally be the way you would go on a trolley. And then you're not getting to this because there's a trolley bit at the back. If it's on a cart even, what do you do? Because that's at the back and you're not using it. And then you've only got the front bit and these tight ones, and there's a cart strap coming around strangling the pocket as well, and you can't get into it. So unless you've got an actual alive human being caddy going around with you, you're not getting access to the back of this probably. It's unlikely this will ever get used. Disappointing it won't get used because it's quite nice. And then this one opens up and it's not bad. You know what? It's slightly unfair to say that this is really tight and rubbish, because in the old tour bags, this bit and this bit kind of were the one unit. It all went into the same thing, but this is all separated at least. So in here, even though I don't really like the way that's opening and feeling all, because again that comes off because you get your name on there. This is the classic bit for getting your name off, so you need to be able to get this off, send it to the embroiderers. Massive Golf FM logo in there. Picture of a roast chicken. And then it's got a net in here. Again, it likes these nets in here. It's good that it's got them for separating things out. And that is a perfectly good pocket, and the hood's in there. I need a separate video for hoods, I've decided, because it takes me that long to work out how they go on and talk about them, that it's a video in itself. It's not. I'll do the hood in a minute. So that's good. It's a perfectly good pocket. But again, are you going to be able to make use of it? Because it's going to be at the back on something, and then you're going to go like that and slide in the side. You could maybe use it to say, oh, it's getting caught, it's getting ripped. So yeah, I mean, they're available. It's compromised though. This design has always been compromised when you consider normal use, which is a trolley or a golf cart. And the only time it's good is if you're on tour or you've got a caddy, because then it sits on the ground nicely and you've got access to all the pockets, 360-degree access. One thing I've not mentioned is the fact that is it waterproof? No, it's not. It's vinyl and it will keep out quite a lot of rain, but this is not guaranteed waterproof, and water will eventually get through it. So you need to get the Pioneer Monsoon if you're getting that, which is massively cheaper than this as well, and massively lighter, and has more space, and has secret shoe compartments in it as well. You can watch all the videos of these things that I'm talking about on up here somewhere. I'll leave links for them all. But if you're a genuine Golf FM fan, I won't need to tell you that. You'll have seen them already, because, you know, they're modern day classics now, basically. Right, the hood. Let's do the hood. I thought that the most disappointing hood I've seen recently was on the Wilson iLock dry bag, and the one on the Wilson iLock's disappointing because it's really thin and it didn't go on that easily. This is the sorriest excuse for a hood I've ever seen on a tour bag. Usually they are made of the same material and they are a ton weight and all the rest of it, but they feel like a proper hood. This is just a piece of flimsy, don't even know what the material is. I know that the vinyl hood takes up a lot of space, but this should be massive and not the end of the world that there's a vinyl hood in one of the pockets, flat up against the body of the bag, and that you can still use the bag even if you've not got the hood up. Which you do quite have the hood up quite a bit on these tour bags, because you're playing in all weathers. Metal poppers, classic old school poppers, which I like, and poppers at the side there. Probably gone on backwards, but we'll just have to redo it. Right, so I think that's gone on. You can tell by the tone of my voice and the huffing and puffing that I'm just not impressed with this. That's got one of these flip up ones and wind goes in there. Try using that in Scotland in a 50-mile-an-hour gale and see how you get on with the rain hood, with the wind whistling in there 100 miles an hour. Well, rain actually sometimes comes up in Scotland, almost, is the feeling you have. There's just no escape from it, smashing you in the face. Freezing cold. Not doing a lot for the tourist industry in Scotland, really, am I? That is disappointing and makes me slightly sad, if anything, that that's what the Ping bag department, who I've got a lot of respect for, because I think it makes some of the best bags in the business, that's what they've come up with for the hood design on their flagship bag, which should be almost a flagship product, this. No expense spared. Let's get it as good as we could get it. Make it £500 or £600 if you want. I mean, drivers cost that. Why can't you have a bag at £500 or £600 that is actually designed with no expense spared and just as good as we can get? Take all the best features of the Pioneer DLX, the Monsoon, everything, and just put them into one thing. And it's like you're saying, well, yeah, these other bags are good in the range, but this thing, that, if you really want a proper bag, you're going to have to pay for it. And there it is, the Ping Tour bag. Top of the tree, good as it gets. But no, compromised, disappointing, expensive, not waterproof, not as many pockets as you would like. It's, as I say, it can be worked by humans, right? It's not like the last one. It's better, and it's got the best drinks holders on the planet that I've seen. And I haven't seen all the bags on the planet. And it's got some good pockets. These big ones are disappointing. You're probably not going to be able to use these very much. The zips feel quite good, double zips, but that's it. So hopefully, you know, you've got a feel for it. I'm sorry if you've bought one of these and you were tuning in for me to say how good it was and make you pleased that you'd bought it. I've got to say it like I see it. And if you're in the market for a tour bag, and you must have a tour bag, then it's probably all right as tour bags go. I mean, I haven't reviewed tons of them. I don't really know what they're all like these days exactly. I know if one's miles better than another, it might all be a bit like this now. I don't know. Like, for instance, for me, right, as a club pro, sometimes sometimes it's good to have a tour bag because at least you look the part, and you know, it's just you're giving off the impression that, you know, you are a proper player or whatever, even though you're maybe not. And would I buy it? Would I, if I was playing more, if I was still playing tournaments, stuff like that, probably it's just about passable. I could make it work. There's just enough room in it. It could pass the test if I had to have a tour bag, but it doesn't make a lot of sense for the average person, okay? So be careful if you're thinking this is the route to go down. This is not the top of the tree when it comes to bag design. There are better design bags out there that cost a lot less money in Ping's range and in other ranges as well. So that'll do us. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.